You are.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. This is Kenny Johnson, candidate for Palm Bay City Council seat 4. So today we wanted to speak about crime and homelessness. Yesterday, council and Mr. Thomas Redmond put it on the agenda for a workshop in regards to how to combat homelessness here in Palm Bay, Florida, which it was an excellent workshop. There was a lot of good information provided in regards to providing case managers, screening, scholarships, things that are needed to get homeless people back onto their feet. Because I would really believe everybody deserves a second chance, and everybody deserves the chance at Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So I think the city of Palm Bay is in a great direction right now in regards to combating homelessness, because we need to realize that not everybody chooses to be homeless. Sometimes it's poor decisions, and other times there's things that happen that are out of our control in regards to prices raising up for homes, for rent, taxes, your home being destroyed from hurricanes as far back as '04 when we got hit 3 times in a row. These are things that can affect us in regards to homelessness. A lot of people are 1 check away or 2 checks away from being homeless, and they're fighting day by day, week by week. So we need to realize that not everybody's choosing to be homeless, and that there are families out there that are trying to make a living and they want to do better for their family. So we need to make sure we work together to turn these homeless individuals or families into homeowners. Homelessness definitely costs the taxpayers dollars in regards to first response, hospitals, education, things of that nature. So if we can turn that and flip it where we turn these homeless people into homeowners, it's not going to cost, but it's going to benefit the city, right, in regards to building up the general fund. For those of you just tuning in, once again, Kenny Johnson, candidate for Palm Bay City Council seat 4. Speaking about crime and homelessness, we want to touch on homelessness first, and then we'll carry it over to crime within Palm Bay, Florida. So if you have any questions at this time, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, definitely hit the share button so everybody on your Facebook news feed can see and ask any questions they have about what transpired either yesterday or just in general in Palm Bay, Florida.
Can you talk about what happened yesterday?
Okay, so yesterday, 7 o'clock, there was a special workshop in regards to with City Council and Mr. Thomas Redmond. Definitely look up the gentleman, very knowledgeable on homelessness. He's traveled all across the country to speak about homelessness, and he's been getting city by city on board to work with their nonprofits, their churches, to combat homelessness and get these people back into homes. And he came to Palm Bay, Florida, and the city council was definitely very appreciative and accepting of what he had to speak about, and they were all on board, and churches were on board, and now we need to make sure we get the community on board and nonprofits on board. So I said it yesterday when I spoke, it's not enough to just feed a man or feed a woman a fish, but we want to make sure we teach them how to fish. So we want to make sure they're equipped with the skills, so not only can they get off the streets, but they can stay off the streets. So there's no panhandling involved, which is why Mr. Redmond definitely recommended thorough screening. So we're making sure people who we're looking at to get taken care of, they're not going to take advantage. So that's definitely something we need to consider.
Kathy says, why can't we put tiny homes into the community?
That was a great question, Kathy, and I heard you speak about it yesterday. I think the city will definitely have to come to city manager in regards to just finding an area, which we have plenty of land. We're only 35% built out, but finding an area where we can provide tiny homes and get the federal grants or grants in regards to providing these homes. Shoot, we can even teach some of these citizens how to build and assist them in building these homes. But I think that's definitely a great solution in regards to getting them off the streets, or just some type of low-income housing. But tiny homes, because they just need to be able to take care of their family and provide shelter. So that's definitely a great start, but we need to look more into that and pick Mr. Redmond's brain in regards to providing housing as such. No, great question, Kathy. I remember you brought that up last night, and I liked it. So that's something we need to look into more. But like I was saying, Kenny Johnson, running for Palm Bay City Council seat 4 this upcoming election. Primaries August 28th, general elections November 6th. So whoever you're voting for, it's important to make sure you get registered to vote. So go to votebrevard.com, get registered. And if you'd like to know a little more information about the issues of Palm Bay and my platform, visit us at johnsonforpalmbay.com. Please feel free to ask any more questions on homelessness. Otherwise, we're going to transition to crime. So,
somebody else just asked a question, but I didn't get to see it.
Okay. If you had a question, ask again. We missed it.
What was the Osceola thing you talked about last night?
Okay, Osceola. Okay, good question. So I've been looking into different programs to see across the country to see if there's something already made that we can just replicate instead of starting something over. So the Osceola County program is called Project Open. You can Google that. Just type in Project Open, Osceola County. And this is a program similar to what we're working on now here in Palm Bay, Florida, where they have in-kind services from different nonprofits and churches in regards to education and scholarships for these vocational and trade schools, as well as transportation to and from. But before they even just take families or people off the street to get them educated, they're making sure they're doing thorough screening, which is why they have a 97% graduation rate, because they're not just taking, you don't have to worry about them just taking any and everybody who's homeless, but they're making sure they're doing thorough screening of who are the best candidates that will stick to the program and make sure that they're right for the job. So it's I reached out to the program director. I haven't heard back from her just yet, but I'm definitely want to pick her brain. I know Mr. Redmond said he spoke to her as well. I wanted to pick her brain because I want to make sure we're on the right track and we're not doing something too different when something is already successful. So I think Project Open, looking at it from the outside, looks great, but I would like to just know more information on it as such. Any other questions on homelessness?
I think somebody was talking about the cost of living going up and how people can't afford rent and things anymore.
Okay. So with the cost of living steadily increasing, as well as, we have taxes and special assessments, things of that nature. Let's move over. Usually about 70% of people's rent goes to, 70% of people's check goes to their rent.
Oh, no.
Yes, sir. I have somebody for you, sir. You'll be right here? Okay, I'll be with you in a minute. Yes, sir. So, where was I? 70% of people's check usually go to their rent or their mortgage. So that other 30%, they're using that to live within their means. So they should be using it to live within their means. But with prices rising and everything going on, gas prices, it makes it harder and harder. And sometimes people are just 1 month away from being put out. So we want to make sure they have the proper education in regards to how to properly use and allocate those funds, which is what Mr. Redmond's trying to make sure everybody's educated on. Okay? Because not everybody has the same education in regards to how to manage their money. And I feel if we did, then we'll be in a lot better place right now.
Kathy says, how many homeless are in Palm Bay?
It's about 60 to 80 homeless families in Palm Bay, Florida. 60 to 80 homeless families. Those numbers can also be confirmed through Lead Brevard and the Brevard Homeless Coalition as well. So I guess we'll go ahead and transition to crime, which homelessness definitely kind of contributes to it in a sense. It's not too much crime from the homeless, but the more people that go out on the streets that don't have money, they're going to find a way to get money. I feel a lot of crimes in Palm Bay, Florida are crimes of opportunity. So it's, in a sense, you always want to make sure your doors are locked, your car door is locked, you secure your weapons. That's a biggie. Things of that nature. So that way we can prevent crime and we're more proactive instead of reactive, which our Palm Bay Police Department has been doing a great job over the past few years, being more proactive, which is why you see a steady decline in crime in Palm Bay, Florida. But with that decline in crime, there's also an incline in population. But our police department stuck to a certain amount of bodies and cars they can put out into the street. So currently there's 1.3 officers for every 1,000 residents in Palm Bay. And right now they're doing good, they're doing great, but as that population increases, we're going to need more officers to patrol the streets. You know, we're going to need more first responders. These are things we got to make sure we're properly funding, so that way we can keep up with the growth of Palm Bay. Because when people move to Palm Bay, one of the first things they're looking at, schools, and then next thing is crime. All right, they want to make sure their kids are safe when they go to and from the school. They want to make sure their family's safe when they go to and from work and whatnot. So they want to make sure they see that Palm Bay is a safe community, and we need to make sure we provide that to them. So we need to support our law enforcement and our first responders, as well as our firefighters as well. So if you have any other questions on crime, please feel free to ask. Even after this feed is over, we'll make sure we share it, and we're going to try to get back to everybody as promptly as possible. The campaign's been going great, taking it day by day. The weather's been kind of prohibiting the door knocking, but you know, it's nothing we can't handle. So we're going to work regardless for the city. Once again, Kenny Johnson from Palm Bay City Council Seat 4. Visit us at Johnson 4 Palm Bay, Johnson number 4, palmbay.com to see further issues. And also go ahead and comment or leave a reply of a sort in regards to the next topic you would like for us to tackle in regards to Ask Kenny. We're doing this week by week, trying to do it all the way up to Election Day. But we want to make sure we tackle every issue. So any issue you feel is important to Palm Bay, it's important to us. So please voice your opinion or voice your concerns so that way we can speak on the matter. Any questions at this time? Or?
Talk about how opioids.
Oh yes. Oh man. So the opioid epidemic. This hits home for me because one of my college teammates actually overdosed on opioids, and with him, it was his choice to take it. And I feel everybody should be held accountable for their actions, but we do need to make sure we get a hold of this situation, because it's only going to get worse if we don't. So just arresting everybody is not going to be the solution. That's our taxpayer money. We want to make sure we're properly educating our youth, properly educating our adults, and even providing some sort of rehabilitation, because this is costing our first responders, this is costing our police department every time they have to respond to this, and it's costing us, the taxpayers. So like I said, it's better to be proactive than reactive. So let's take care, let's get them the help they need, keep them off the drugs, and that way we can progress and focus on other issues. So currently, City of Palm Bay took a huge step about a month ago in regards to seeking, having Mr. Michael Kahn and his team step forward in regards to suing Big Pharma for millions and millions of dollars, in which those millions of dollars are going to go back into the city in regards to our first responders, our police department, which have had to pay countless amount of times to these overdose. And this is what we need. So that'll definitely get the city back on its feet in regards to several sectors of the public service departments. So I'm definitely an advocate for that, and I really feel we will win, because there are addictive substances in the opiates, which they don't disclose, just like with tobacco, same thing. But we need to tackle one issue at a time, and I feel we're doing a great job tackling this one. So,
what are some steps to help reduce the crime rate?
Steps, it helps community policing, which Palm Bay's been doing a great job with that, but also we need to make sure we help them. All right, so police department can't just keep reaching towards us, reaching, you know, coffee with a cop and everything. We got to be willing to meet back with them, okay? With a lot of the events I go to in regards to the City of Palm Bay and the Palm Bay Police Department, it's the same individuals over and over. But then when I go to social media or over here, I'll hear people complaining. Nah, we got to meet together. Hey, I had an event this past February, Black History event, called Unity Within the Community. And that's what it takes, community unity. Okay, so we need to meet, we need to make sure we're working together. If we see something going on across the street, if I see somebody breaking into my neighbor's house or see something suspicious, I'm gonna report it, because I owe it to them. That's my friend, all right? And that's my brother, and that's how we should treat one another. So as soon as we get back to how we're supposed to and share God's love and look at each other as equals and brothers and sisters, that's when we can really see the benefit of the city and get back to where we need to go. That's when we'll really see crime decrease and you'll see his light shine upon us the way it's supposed to. So I want to encourage everybody to not look at it in a sense as, oh, I'm snitching. No, you're doing what's right. You're reporting a crime and you're keeping the city safe. All right, because I tell people time and time again, when I'm running right now for the future, I'm running for the youth that I've been mentoring. I want to make sure they have safe streets. I want to make sure that when they ride their bike, they don't have to worry about being jumped or being robbed or being shot. Okay? So I want to make sure everything's good for them because they deserve that. We deserve that. And if you're just tuning in, once again, Kenny Johnson from Palm Bay City Council, Seat 4. Just speaking on crime and homelessness. If there's no further questions, I appreciate your time. Definitely check us out at johnson4palmbay.com. And thank you and God bless.
Be at the Friday Fest.
Okay, yes. All right, so we will be at Friday Fest. Before we close out, we'll be at Friday Fest at 5 o'clock at Celebration Square. So definitely feel free to come through. We'll be there the whole time. So if you have any questions you want to ask me personally, I will be there. Our team will be there. We'll be more than happy to answer anything you ask. So thank you for your time. Thank you for tuning in. Please feel free to also volunteer or donate to our page. Like I said, johnson4palmbay.com. All the funds and volunteer efforts are appreciated. We're putting it towards signs, flyers, literature, everything, just to get the name out and get the word out that we're for the people. And thank you, and God bless.
Yeah, one more emergency question.
Last question, come on.
Kathy says, who do you got for game 1, Cavs or Golden State?
Well, being that my mom's from Cleveland, I'm rooting for the Cavs. I think it's going to go all the way down to game 7, but I'm Cleveland Cavaliers all the way.
It's truly a crime.
Oh, man. So thank you and God bless.